Hello lads, and welcome to possibly the biggest video in the full-time show history. Now I know we haven't even been going for a year, but this video I'd say is quite big, you know. The UFC 276 predictions. We got my predictions, we got predictions from a big YouTuber. We've got predictions from UFC 4. And finally, we've got predictions from an active UFC fighter. Let's start with how UFC 4 is predicted. Adesanya versus Cannonier. Now, I didn't do any of the other fights because, to be honest lads, I couldn't be asked. So let's see how EA UFC 4 has predicted Adesanya versus Cannonier. So then lads, we are on UFC 4 now. I'm doing my predictions later in the video. We're going to have predictions from a former UFC fighter. We're going to have UFC 4 predict the fight. So we got Israel Adesanya versus Cannonier. Let's see who wins. I'm going to show you the highlights, and yeah, we'll see what happens. Oh, early knockdown from Adesanya. Only like 40 seconds in, he's already got a front kick that's knocked him down. Wow. Oh! Oh my god. What? Cannonier just knocked out Adesanya in the first round. Oh my god. Lads, not gonna lie, did not expect that outcome from the fight. I mean, Adesanya dropped him earlier in that fight as well, and then Cannonier finished him with the overhand, I believe. Lads, I recorded that like a couple of weeks ago. I think Cannonier finished with the overhand, so well done Cannonier. That's probably the only way you can win this fight, virtually. But yeah lads, let's go on to my predictions, and then as we go on, or predictions and breakdown, and as we go on, we'll see some predictions from other people as well. Right then lads, here we go, predictions and breakdown, and as we get to the main card, we will hear others' predictions. But since I last recorded, Lauren Murphy and Misha Tate has been removed off the card, so I believe it is getting moved though to UFC Long Island, Ortega versus Rodriguez, if we can see it here. Is it being added yet? There, yeah. Well, it won't be the first fight of the night, it will most likely be on the main card. But yeah, these two will be fighting in 2 weeks instead. Anyway lads, we're going to start from the bottom of the card. Jessica Rose Clark versus Julia Storyanna. I believe Julia Storyanna is like 0-4 or something like that in the promotion at the moment, or like 0-3. Yeah, 0-3. I mean, look at who she's lost to be fair. They're all very good fighters. So, she is taking on Jessica Rose Clark, who I believe lost her last fight. I didn't do research on these two lads, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, she lost her last fight, beat Jocelyn Edwards before an Alpar. Okay. I mean, if I'm giving a prediction on all the fights, I've got pick 'em there. I can do it at the end. I normally do that with the fight nights, but I'll do it with this as well. I'm going to go Jessica Rose Clark on this one, boys and girls. What are the odds saying? So yeah, Jessica Rose Clark -140. Okay, I'm going to go Jessica Rose Clark. Brad Tavares versus Dricus du Plessis. Now, Brad Tavares is on a 2-fight winning streak. Dricus du Plessis is on a 2-fight win streak in the UFC. Don't know when he lost his last fight. He's on a 4-fight win streak. Yeah. His last fight, I remember he was like hurt or something, or he was up against the fence, and then he like countered and then knocked his opponent out of one punch. I think that's what happened. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, I'm gonna go with du Plessis on this one. Jessica I versus Macy Barber. Ooh, Macy Barber is on a 2-fight win streak. Jessica I is probably on a how many fight losing streak at this point? She is on a 3-fight losing streak. Cynthia Carvalho, Jojo, and Jennifer Maia. And she, if I had to guess, is a pretty big underdog in this one. Yeah, -240. Macy Barber is the favourite. And I think she wins. She looked quite good in her last fight against, is it Della Rosa she beat? And yeah, I believe she gets the dub by decision. Uriah Primetime Hall versus Andre Muniz. Closing out the early prelims. This is how stacked this card is. Look at this. Early prelims. Uriah Hall, Andre Muniz. Absolutely phenomenal. Well done. I mean, there weren't even like ranked fighters on the main card of the last card. Look at this on the prelims. Everyone's ranked except these two. But I reckon Andre Muniz wins this one, probably by sub. Yeah. I don't think first round, I'd say second or third, Andre Muniz wins this. And then Uriah Hall, I don't know. He just needs to stop talking about Darren Till. Jim Miller versus Donald Cerrone. Instead of someone's O has to go, it's someone's 16 has to go. But this is now the third prediction video I've done with Donald Cerrone in like the past few months. And he hasn't fought. Well, the last one wasn't his fault. Joe Lozon. What was it he had? It was like a knee something? I don't know. But he just couldn't walk. So it's good that Cerrone has got a fight. And it's good it's at 170 so he doesn't have to keep cutting weight. Jim Miller is having a bit... Can you call it like a career resurgence? Because he's doing really well at the moment. He's finished his last 2 fights by knockout. And he's actually like knocked his opponents down and finished them afterwards. As you can see here, knockdown. So, yeah. And he is the favourite in this fight. Jim Miller. He's the favourite. Minus 220, so he's a pretty big favourite over Cowboy. I think he'll win though. I did pick Joe Lozon to beat Don Cerrone. The fight did not happen. I'd love to see it still happen. If Cerrone wins, I'd love to still see it happen. But yeah, I would love to see Cerrone win because I know he wants to finish on 50 fights in the UFC. He's still got a few more, and if he loses this one, I don't think Dana will keep him fighting. So, you know. Interesting to note as well, this is Jim Miller's first fight at 170. He's fought at 160-pound catch weights, first fight at 170, and 51st professional fight. Ian Garry versus Gabe Green. Okay. When the odds came out for this, it was like Ian Garry was a pretty big favourite, and it's kind of like slimmed down now. But Ian Garry looked really good in his last fight. Gabe Green, if I'm not incorrect, got hurt, got dropped, but then his opponent was tired and he just finished him on the feet. So I'm going to go with Ian Garry. I don't know too much about this Gabe Green, but people are putting a lot into this Gabe Green guy. Who's he fought? He lost to D-Rod. Beat Phil Rowe. Ooh, Phil Rowe's quite good as well. Then beat Jan Lees, yeah. Because he got dropped in this fight, I remember watching it. And then he came back. Because his opponent was knackered. I believe this fight's getting moved to the main card, so soon it will be up here. But Ruthless Robbie Lawler, one of my favourite fighters of all time, is taking on Brian Barberina in an instant fight of the night. Like, come on, what else is going to be fight? Well, ooh, actually, yeah. There's a few tonight that could be fight of the night. But this one, I think I've locked it as being fight of the night. This one also has potential of being fight of the night, but we'll talk about that one in a minute. Robbie Lawler was on like a 4-fight losing streak, fought Nick Diaz, looked really good. He looked really good against Nick Diaz. I think that's because he was motivated. He hadn't been motivated, especially in the Neil Magny fight. Like, you could see him talking to his corner about it. He wasn't motivated at all. But we need to see motivated Lawler. If we have motivated Lawler, I think he wins. But this is still going to be a war. Brian Barberina always brings it. He only has 2 losses by KO. So yeah, this will be a great fight. And here we go, another potential for fight tonight. Jalen Turner versus Bravoda. Look at the height difference. Look at that, boys and girls. It's like 21 centimetres. And the reach advantage is quite big as well. How does Jalen Turner make 155? That's what I'll never know. He's like 6'3", and Bravoda's like 5'6", 5'7", by the looks of that. I don't know. But yeah, should be a good fight, this one. I love watching Bravoda. I became a Bravoda fan instantly when I watched him versus Drew Dover. What a war that was, both wobbling each other on multiple occasions. Jalen Turner, he beat Medic, that guy he fought recently, and looked really good. So that's aged quite well for Jalen Turner. And he also beat Jamie Malarkey. That one was quite dominant, I'd say, as well. So, I'm stuck with who to go with on this one. Bravoda, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't watched the fight of him and Fizzy. I went to bed that night because that was the Jose Aldo Funk card, and that one was really late. And I was like, if it ain't a numbered card, I can't be able to stay up that late. So I didn't watch that fight. I know that Fizzy won by finishing the end, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Jalen Turner. All right, lads, main card time. Let's hear some predictions from a certain Mr. Sunny Uploads.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, these are my predictions. So, I reckon Pedro is going to win on the first fight. Why? Look at the size of him. Look at this man's physique. Of course he's going to win. Of course he is. And then, of course, moving on to match 4, I reckon... Ooh, okay, hold on. I need to think here. I reckon that extra 0.05 reach is going to be like a real game changer. So I reckon Lauren's going to win. Plus, Lauren, she just looks ready. She just looks like she's going to win this fight. Then, of course, Sean versus Alex. Obviously, Alex was too scared to even show up on the right-hand side. We don't even have an image of him. So that means, obviously, Sean Strickland is going to win. And then, of course, moving on to match number 2. The man on the left is literally holding the belts. Of course he's going to win. Like, why wouldn't he? So, Alexander... you're going to be my choice. So as we can see, so far we've gone all the way up to the left, and I'm going to keep that trend going into match number 1, because he's also holding a belt, and he also has the height and reach advantage, so why wouldn't he win? He's got to win. He's got to. Those are going to be my predictions. We are going all the way up the left-hand side, and those are my predictions for this fight.
Wow, I mean, to give context, Sonny has never watched the UFC in his life. He wants to get into it, apparently, but yeah, while I asked him to do the predictions, Laura Murphy and Misha Tate were still fighting. So he went with everyone in the red corner, which was alright. Decent prediction, Sonny, decent prediction. Now, we're going to hear predictions from an active UFC fighter. Introducing Mr. Smiling Sam Alvey.
Hey guys, UFC 276 is coming up, and these are my picks. First, I was going to take Tate, but the fight's not happening, I hear. So I'm going to take O'Malley. I think Strickland is going to dominate. I'm going to take Volkanovski, and then I'm going to take Izzy. I'm hoping Strickland gets the title shot after tonight.
Wow. Big thank you to Sam Alvey as well for that, because I DM'd him on Instagram asking, because basically, lads, I'm not going to lie, my original plan was to get a cameo of Dennis Bermudez given his predictions, but it was £8, so I was going to do that, but then it was going to take a week, and it might not have come in time for the video, so I DM'd Sam Alvey and Jared Vandera, because I know they're quite active on like the social media and that, and I got a reply very quick from Sam Alvey, so big respect to Sam. Hopefully he wins his next fight. I believe he's fighting in August against, what's that Polish guy's name? Yeah, he's fighting this guy here at middleweight, so he's coming down. Good luck to Sam in that fight. I wish him the best of luck. It'd be great to see him snap his losing streak. But let's see, who did Sam Alvey go with? I mean, you lot have just seen. I believe he went with Sean, and then he went with other Sean. I can't remember, he went with Alex and Holloway.
I'm going to take Volkanovski.
Okay, he went Volkanovski. He said Strickland will dominate. We'll talk about that in a second, and then Izzy, because I think he's good friends with Sean Strickland. So yeah, I even messaged him off that saying I'd love to see Izzy versus Sean towards the end of the year. But thank you, Sonny Uploads and Sam Alvey, for your predictions. Their links will be in the description. And I believe for Sonny Uploads, lads, he sells, I don't know if you lot are interested in GTA modding, he has a website where he sells them. You can use code FULLTIME for 5% off. He hasn't like sponsored this, but I did something for him once, and I had a code, so I'm just saying, out of like kindness and appreciation that he's done this, so thank you, Sonny. And thank you, Sam. Pedro Rominos versus Sean O'Malley. I think a lot of people are underestimating Pedro in this matchup. I know he's on a bit of a losing streak, but look who he's lost to, right? Jose Aldo, Dominic Cruz. Two of the GOATs of the game. And yeah, I mean, Pedro Rominos even dropped Dominic Cruz. I think it was more of like a flash knockdown. Dominic Cruz wasn't that hurt. But yeah. So, Sean O'Malley, what do you have to do in this fight? Use his reach advantage, leg kicks. But Pedro Munoz is going to be coming with leg kicks as well. And we know what Sean O'Malley, one of his weaknesses is leg kicks. Might hit a nerve, might have 2 losses. Who knows? But I'm still going to go with Sean by decision on this one. Pedro's never been finished. And I think with the amount of people he's faced that haven't finished him, I don't think Sean will. Sean Stratton versus Alex Parhara. I'm very stuck on who I think will win this one. Like, very, very stuck. I'd probably edge Alex Pereira. What are the odds? Alex Pereira is a slight favourite, -120. But I'd probably edge him. Sean Strickland is a very good wrestler. Like, he's a very good wrestler. Let's just go back to his fight with Uriah Hall, right? Alright, look at this, right? 4 out of 6 takedowns, 7 minutes of control time. I remember seeing something where he hurt Uriah and then got like a body lock and took him down. It was absolutely lovely to watch. But I think Parhara, does he finish him? I don't know. But I think Parhara wins by this, I'll say knockout. Because he's got heavy hands. He's got very heavy hands. Volkanovski versus Holloway. I'm pretty sure, I don't know if I've seen anyone saying Holloway will win. And it's really sad to see. Because Holloway, I'd love Holloway to win this fight. I will probably be rooting for Holloway. But Volkanovski's just so good. Like, it's just got to the point now. He's just so good. Holloway's got the height advantage, but Volkanovski's got the reach advantage. Yeah, I just think he's going to I wouldn't say dominate. I think it will be like a 49-46 or a 48-47. But I think Volkanovski's going to show he's a bit of a level above Holloway now. Alright, main event. I was undefeated in main event predictions until Yuri Prohaska submitted Glover Teixeira in the last 30 seconds of UFC 275, and I was not a happy boy because I'm a big Glover fan. But Izzy, Cannonier, I really hope Izzy gets a finish because that's what he needs to prove the Diaz wrong. Because every comment section you go in is Adesanya, he just feints and leg kicks. I mean, we saw what it did against Paulo Costa's leg kicks when his leg was dead pretty much, went up to the head and then knocked him out. I feel like he can finish Jared Cannonier. Jared Cannonier's been finished before. Dominic Reyes finished him. Who else finished him? I swear someone. Has anyone else finished him? Oh, he got finished at heavyweight. Damn. I mean, it's mad how he's gone from heavyweight to middleweight. He's got a decent reach for his height as well, to be fair to him. But I just think Izzy, 3rd round KO. That's my prediction, boys and girls. Anyway, thank you all for watching. This has probably been one of the biggest videos I've ever done. Leave a like, subscribe down below. Sam Alvey and Sonny Uploads, this channel will be in the description, as well as the Clips channel for full-time clips and full-time football, which will be coming soon. And yeah, boys, have a good one. Enjoy the card over the weekend. See ya.